right, everybody. We're gonna start. We had a little technical difficulties. That's why you saw my start screen come in a little late. Starting soon screen, I mean. We're about to get going. It's funny, but no matter how much you prepare, how much you think everything is right, it's always something. Anyway, let's get the show started. Hey, everybody. I'm back. I'm back again. I don't know what's going on. The gremlins are out to get me. Murphy's out to get me. You know Murphy. Here we are at 343 TV. We had a little bit of technical difficulty when I went to start the stream. I don't know. Things went a little nuts, and the stream kind of just died out. But just let me just confirm that everything is kind of moving. It looks like things are moving. Let's hope it stays going and that everything works out all right. Hi, everybody. My name is Abe Duque. This is our last show for the year. You're watching 343 TV, and our show is the Production Basics Show. I might change the name of the show, by the way, for the next season. Next season will start. So we're ending. This is the last week of live shows for I guess the rest of the year. Then we're all going on a little vacation and kind of regrouping, getting everything ready, getting for the next season. This will be season 3. Every semester, I think we kind of bring out a new season, and we kind of try to change things up a bit, get things better. If you ever watched the shows from the first season, you see how much better it's gotten. And we do really want to keep going with this and make it so that the next season will get even better than the last. So, yeah, we'll be off for, I guess, a couple of weeks. I think we're back on the first week of January after New Year's. And then we'll be back. And again, I think you could change the name of my show. I don't know. It's called Production Basics, and I guess a lot of people know it by now, by the name. But I don't know. I do a little more than just production on this show. It's been kind of pointed out to me, where I kind of, we do everything from, drinking games and, well, no drinking games yet, but at least we had Max playing the saxophone, and we have guests on from all over the world explaining what they do. We played This Is Your Life one day. I do the news now on every time the show is on. I find the news to be really fun to do as a segment. So I don't know. It's kind of more of a variety show. So I'm wondering we could keep it as Production Basics, and maybe you guys can, chime in and see what the story is and what you guys would like. Maybe I'll take some suggestions from the audience for titles or names to the show. See maybe if you guys want to name the show for me. That would be great. That way I wouldn't have to think. But I have some ideas already, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Again, my name is Abe Duque. I'm here on Fridays, usually every Friday at 1 p.m. For the 343 TV Production Basics Show for now. We might change that, right? So 343 TV, well, we're here every day, except for the next couple of weeks where we'll be on vacation, but we're usually here every day at 1 p.m. We stream live with topics. Well, we have shows that cover all sorts of topics. We have shows that cover, tips and tricks in Ableton with dolltr. Then we have on Tuesday Tetro Talks, when he usually does a call-in show. I kind of filled in for him this week, and that was a lot of fun. It was a different dynamic to have people call in and have, kind of deal with that live. And those of you that came in and watched the show, you kind of saw me get trolled a couple of times on there. I mean, it was kind of funny, not funny what they were doing, but whatever. I take things in stride. Whatever, doesn't matter. But anyway, I had so much fun taking calls from you guys live that I figured, why not actually continue that and make it so that that we kind of make it a thing so that we can actually take calls. So I am actually on the I put up in the description, we put up a link to Zoom. so that you can actually come in and call in during the show if you like. It would be, not a bad thing if you guys want to kind of jump in there and, maybe I'll see you there. I can, have a list of people that jump in here, and then I'll let you in, and maybe you can ask me a question, or you can maybe contribute to what the topic might be that we're talking about at the moment. In the meantime, let's see who's in the chat and what's going on in the chat. Let's see. We have Jonathan Rodriguez saying hello to everybody. Hello, Jonathan. We have good thing I joined. I missed quite a few. We'll watch the reruns. Yeah, the reruns are there. All these shows are up there on 343 Labs website. And by the way, 343 Labs. What is 343 Labs? We're primarily a school. What we do is teach you guys anything and everything you want about music production, about any particular DAW like Ableton or Logic that you might want to learn in, any techniques about maybe mixing or mastering or composition, or maybe vocal production, sound design. We have an amazing sound design program with John Selway, and we do that online and in person. And we have in-person schools in New York. We have an in-person school in Berlin. And we have a very extensive online program. We had to become more online than anything during this pandemic. We have a very extensive online presence on the interweb. And we most of our classes are there now. But as soon as we can, we'll be back in the physical school. We'll be back doing it, the way we should be. And online always as well. So visit our website at 343labs.com. I see Max Wild is in the chat. Maybe if you guys want to ask him a question about how he started the school and why he decided to start the school, that would be nice. You can just talk to him in the chat. We have classes starting up in January. January is a big time for us. It's like it's a time to start a new, turn a new leaf and start fresh and get in there. So there's plenty of classes starting up in January. Please visit our website at 343labs.com. Or if you want to visit our German website, it's 343labs.de, and have a look at our class schedule, because you deserve a class. You deserve a class. So come on in. And by the way, we're giving away a $300 voucher towards a class. Not today. I never get to give out the giveaways. It's John Selway who gets to give out the giveaways on Saturdays. We usually give them out on Saturdays. So tomorrow's class, be sure to tune in to tomorrow's class, because we'll be giving out a $300 voucher towards a class. If you've been looking to take a class with us, that's the show to watch. Anyway, we were saying, let's see what else is going on in the chat. Let's see. Daddy Vader 1 says hello. Hey, Daddy Vader. And Max is there. Max says he loves my mood lighting. This is and Jonathan Rodriguez is saying yes, loving the new studio. Yeah, I'm still building this out. I still have half of my equipment or more in Queens. I want to keep that studio too, so it's kind of but I spend more time here these days, so I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. But it's a good problem to have for sure. Andrew Duque is back. He's always here. I don't think I've been through a show that Andrew Duque has not been on. That's amazing. One of these days we'll get him to call in and see what he's doing and what he's up to. And he's talking to Max, saying something about Discord. Yeah, check out our Discord. We have a pretty hot Discord going these days. Let's see. Jim Rodidis says hey. Let's see who else. Axel Ukar. Hello, came from Twitch. Didn't realize the stream is also on YouTube. Yeah, we're on multi-platforms. I don't know. I think we're on Twitch, YouTube. I think we're on Facebook as well. And anyway, Space Facts. Sup, Abe? We'll be in your class tomorrow. Oh, right on. Class tomorrow. That's right. I got 2 classes tomorrow. I got actually 2 Ableton classes, I believe. One beginner and one intermediate. And John H. Kingston III, always here. Thanks, buddy, for coming in again and joining us. Pat Splat, Abe, when are you coming out with new tracks? You know what? My new tracks these days, I'm giving it away to you guys. I'm giving all my power away to teach. When you teach, it's hard to get. When you produce, I don't know, you guys that are producers, that in order to make it, all your energy, all your focus, every part of you has to kind of go into that. And at least for me, that's how it works. So I'm in my teaching mode right now, and when I'm doing teaching, I'm not that into releasing tracks. I make a lot of music, that's for sure. And today I have something that I was playing around with, that I've been playing around with in this show in past shows, and I wanted to kind of work on it with you guys during the show. But I don't know if I'll release that even if I finish it either. I'm more into just making stuff. Sometimes that's why I've gotten into like Eurorack stuff these days, where I own a lot of Eurorack equipment, and I'm able to jump in there and make stuff. And usually I play for a couple hours, make something really hot, and then walk away and start again the next day. To me, it's more a meditation than anything else. I'm happy to, my real work these days is in teaching. My real work is in sharing, in streaming. I'm learning how to stream and do all and get more pro at that. Anyway, guys are here. There's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people in the chat, and I think it's time that I do something that we usually do here. Now this will be third or fourth time that we're doing this, but let's do it now again. And that is, my friends, I want to do the news. Okay, I love that graphic. I paid $5 on Fiverr for it. That was good. It's good money. Well spent money. I tipped the guy $5 too. So it ended up costing me $10 on Fiverr. All right, what's in the news today? Let's see what our first item is today in the news. We have the, let's see if I got this correctly. This is the correct graphic, isn't it? Yeah, I believe it is. So in the news today, we have the cable guys. The cable guys, if you guys, I've been using the cable guys stuff for a while now. The cable guys have been, have made this shaper box thing that I use instead of doing side chaining these days. I'll use a device like the shaper box, because you can really program what you want to happen in it. It's something like LFO Tool or Kickstart, if those of you that know it. It's pretty hot. And now they've the Drive Shaper is this new device that they're introducing. But developer Cable Guys released the Drive Shaper, a new add-on to its Shaper Box modulation effects kit. That you can also use as a standalone, as the name suggests, and this is coming from Gear News. As the name suggests, it lets you distort and saturate your audio and instrument tracks. This happens on a per band basis, rhythmically, with gobs of modulation options. Even better, Plugin Boutique is giving away Drive Shaper for free until December 31st. That's crazy. Go to Plugin Boutique, because they're giving away. Did you hear me? They're giving this away for free till December 31st, Drive Shaper. And yeah, go check it out. Max wants to know, Abe, I want to get a Mood Synth. Which one should I get? Max, I'm doing the news. I'll come back to Okay. Okay, let's keep moving here. So yeah, go get your free Drive Shaper. It's new, and it's and they're offering it for free till December 31st. That's pretty hot. So let's go to the next item in the news, and the next item comes from Tal. So the Tal J8, this is from Gear Sluts. The Tal J8 is a very accurate emulation of the popular 80s hardware synthesizer, which is the Jupiter 8. And calibrated after your own Jupiter 8 device. All sounds are generated in real time without the use of any samples, with the same endless modulation possibilities like the hardware, and useful additional features like calibration section that can make your filter scream. This is great. Tal has been making amazing. Some of the first plugins that I downloaded with all that free Tal stuff they had. Tal gives away lots of free stuff. If you go on their website, you could download a bunch of their plugins for free, and they're all really top shelf stuff, and they've been around for a very, very long time. Let's see. The features are authentic emulations of the 80s hardware synthesizer. Use the calibration section for extreme resonance and filter overdrive. Extreme resonance is awesome. VCO based unison with stereo spread option and full stereo signal path. MPE support. Check it out. MPE support. More than 200 factory presets by SolidTracks, Empty Vessel, and others. And it's calibrated after our hardware device. So it actually, it's one-to-one. Good stuff there. Let's see. Tal Noisemaker is great fun, says CHDB Music. And also he says cable or she, I don't know. I don't know if CHDB Music is a man or a woman. Cable Guys, I think, is also giving away free for previous clients. Yes, not free, unfortunately. Okay. Somebody says it's for previous clients. Oh, so sorry. If you've had any of the Cable Guy stuff, you'll get it for free. All right, let's keep moving here. Let me get to the next item in the news here. So our friends over at Bitwig. This is from Create Digital Music. Bitwig's new, Bitwig adds a free 808, multi-sampled 808 bass and grid patch ready. It's a kind of a device. It's not an actual device, but it's set up like a device. So it's Bitwig's new freebie. Is massively multi-sampled, which is a big important thing. It's just not one sample, but it's multi-samples means when you play at different velocities, you get different samples triggered, which is, it changes because things will change when velocity is added, or when things are, when you open a decay or lower a decay. These things will, the sound will change. It's not like just making one long sample and just closing that decay with the sampler. It's a different story altogether. It's uniquely integrated with Bitwig Studios, which opens up the possibility of playing bass lines on it or integrating in modular patches in the grid. You could use it in the grid. All about the holiday giveaways. They say holidays. Okay, at this point, we're just describing it as the end of the year ending. And I'm reading the text from Create Digital Music, so because this is where the story came from. Bitwig's new 808 freebie is massively multi-sampled and uniquely integrated with Bitwig Studio, which opens up the possibility of playing bass lines on it and integrating with modular patches. And I read that already. Okay, here's how you get it. You need to update the latest Bitwig Studio, which is 3.3.1. They actually 3.3 just released, recently exited beta, and 3.3.1 released. Only just dropped, so you should see a notification once you launch the Bitwig. Note that 16-track and even 8-track would work with this, meaning in the later case, you might already own Bitwig license and never have touched any of this stuff. So now it's your chance. And yeah, new multi-sampled 808 device from a Bitwig. Okay, let's go on to our next news item. Let's see what we have here. And this is this one. No, this one. Okay, so now we have OPZ Photomatic update from Gear News. The OPZ has promised to be many things: a synthesizer, a sequencer, a multimedia producer, but the graphics and video side has always seemed a bit basic. Until now, a new update for the Android and iOS brings a lot of new features and improvements to the Photomatic mode. Previously, you could sequence a string of images. Now you can sequence and transform a video and animated GIFs in perfect sync with your music. I'm pretty sure that it was always supposed to do video, but maybe I'm getting confused with the Unity engine and animation features, which isn't easy to do. Okay, next item. Let's go to, oh yeah, this is great. I saw these, this is from GearSluts. DMAX has released the SuperCube 5 near-field monitors. Now, these are reminiscent of the old 5-inch speakers that lots of old producers from back in the days would use the Auratones, I guess. Are they the Auratones? Yeah, I guess they're the Auratones. But there was a clone of the Auratones. Maybe somebody knows, you can fill it in the chat. Let's see. These monitors use an idea of reproducing the full frequency range using a single diaphragm speakers in a sealed compact enclosure. This allows us to obtain the lowest nominal nonlinear distortion and the shortest possible speaker impulse response possible. Supercubes 5 employ custom designed proprietary FIR filters that flatten amplitude frequency and phase frequency characteristics below our typical. I mean, I could read you some of these specs, but the idea is that you have this smaller 5-inch one driver type of speaker where things come at you at the same time. When you have two drivers, like a tweeter and a woofer, and sometimes you would have a mid-range speaker. These drivers are separated, and they do have their own kind of way of coming at you. When they're all coming from one place, the direction is really focused. And these 5-inch drivers, for those that are doing lots of mixing, can be a godsend. Because to check them on these, to check your mix on one of these, sometimes you want to run just one of them and put them and set your mix up in mono, just to hear how things would just come out of one of them in mono. This was a typical thing to do, actually, with these 5-inch speakers, one driver kind of monitors. I know that Quincy Jones makes Thriller on speakers of this sort. Anyway, let's keep on moving. I have one last item here in the news, and let's see what we have right here. This was really cool. This is the SFC-60 V3. The SFC-60 V3 looks like a serious standalone synth piece, but it's a USB controller. It's a MIDI controller. It's driverless, so it's class compliant. It's lovingly produced in the Netherlands with custom sheet metal machined in Poland, powder coated and screen printed in classic Roland style, with walnut side panels crafted in Holland. In other words, this hardware is for people who love software. It's dubbed the SFC-60 V3. This device is tightly integrated with just one plugin, which is the TAL UNOLX emulation of the Roland the Juno 60. The Juno 60 is one of Roland's most iconic 80s synth or early 80s synths. It was I had one till just recently. I sold it. I kind of was trying to put some money together to do something. So a lot of the times I'll kind of pick gear and get another piece of gear, selling this other piece, and kind of regret selling it because it's an amazing piece. But I have a Juno 106, which sounds very close and has MIDI, and which is a big difference. Being able to use MIDI without a conversion box or something like that. But the Juno 60, it's really one of those amazing sounding synths, and the filter, the chorus on these things are just legendary. So this is a controller built to control this plugin, and I believe you could also use the controller to control other things. But when you have a controller that looks like the plugin or looks like the synth, it's almost like having the synth somehow. That's the thing that's missing, I think, with using plugins, is the fact that you have so many so many things you can map, and controllers kind of just look plain and generic, and it's hard to feel like you're interacting with something. And when you have a controller like this, it's really the next best thing to actually having the stuff in the box. Anyway, that's the news for today, and thank you for listening. If there's anything you want me to cover in the news in on days to come, please chime in. Let me know what you want to hear about. I've been trying to pick subjects, related to gear and software that I think you guys might be interested in. But if there's other things that I'm not, servicing you with, maybe some stuff about guitars, maybe some stuff about vocals, maybe stuff about microphones, I don't know. Just let me know, and I'll try to include those as time goes on. So let me look in the chat, and Let's see. Enigmatic Onion says, "Hey Abe, is there a way to take any audio sample in a song and just freeze it so it drones on in that one moment in live? Say I'm saying hello friend, and I want to draw out the hello friend. Yeah, you could sample it into another channel. Like you could just grab a bit of that and sample into another channel. You could freeze it. There's ways of freezing it. There's different little things, objects made to freeze the sample. There is maybe the looper in Ableton can maybe help you do that as well. You kind of caught me by surprise on that one. I'm sure if I was Claire, which I'm not, I would give you like all the correct 100 answers that there are about this, because Claire is amazing with her knowledge base. But I think yes, the answer is definitely yes. You can do that. And going back to let's see, Max's question. Abe, I want to get a Moog. It's Moog. I heard Bob Moog say, my name is Bob Moog one day, and I realized, I've been pronouncing it wrong. It's Bob Moog, and it's not Moog. So Moog, which one should I get? Says Max. Well, Max, if you want to talk about it, you come in into my... you have the link, and you can talk about it live with me if you like. If not, I'll answer it in a little bit. Let's see. In the meantime, I talk a little bit about 343. Again, we are here at 343 TV. We're here every day except for the next couple of weeks where we'll be on vacation. But most of the time, we're here every day at 1 p.m. And those of you that are regulars know it because you guys are here every day. I'm amazed of the support that you guys give. I'm really amazed and super happy with the support that you guys give us. But we're here every day, and we're streaming on a whole set of topics. Let me see if I get this right. dolltr is having her tips and tricks show on Monday, which is basically an Ableton show. And then we have Tetra Talks on Tuesday, taking in, I think he does mostly a call-in show during that time. If not, sometimes he does interviews. I don't know. Tetra's up to a lot of things, and you should check out Tetra's channel as well. He has his own channel, which is super full of amazing stuff. And then on Wednesdays we have a hybrid home studio with Justin Beck, and Thursdays we have our new genre-based show. No, it's not a new show. It's a Theory Thursdays with Max Weil, but Max has been actually doing a lot of genre-based kind of theory shows where he's showing people how to do things. Like yesterday, I think he showed people how to make trap, and at one point he showed people how to make techno and and house and melodic house. I forget all the different genres he's covered, but he's been killing it with that. And so come and check us out on a daily. And Fridays is me, Saturdays is Selway with his techno Saturdays, and then Sundays 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 is kind of a mixed thing. I know that at least once a month Ariel does his mixing and mastering show there, and I'm not sure what happens every but do check us out on our website, and you'll see everything that you need to learn. Also, we come from a school with 343 Labs, and we teach you guys anything you want. Come to our website 343labs.com and check out our new schedule. We have classes starting in January. Lots of good classes starting in January. It's a good time to jump in now, because all these great classes that you've been waiting to happen are happening in January. So we have a lot of good stuff happening. So please come to 343labs.com or 343labs.de for our German website. Okay, let's see. We have I'm just vibing on your questions here. Let's see. Axel Ukar, I hope I'm getting your name correctly. How do you automatically set the track colors in Logic? I always see these Logic projects with hundreds of tracks with rainbow color. How do they do it? I think I'm not a Logic super expert, but I think in Logic you have an environment thing that I'm sure that you can, which is kind of a way to like set up templates for yourself for getting up at work. I'm sure that you can set whatever you want in there. But I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong or if I didn't say a detailed answer. That's why we're here. We're part of a community. And if you guys have stuff to add into the conversation, please add it into the chat. So I was waiting for Max to come in. He said he would come in. And he can't. Max can't find my link. I gave it, Max. I gave it to just before we started the show. I gave the link to Thomas, but let me see if I could quickly email it while I talk. I don't know if I'm that good at doing this, but let's see. While I'm talking, I'm going to write Max on here and get there, and then maybe if I still have it in the look at that. Okay, Max, I just sent it to your email. That was quick. I'm getting so good at dealing with all the technical stuff in here. Well, now that I said that, everything's going to collapse on me on the show. Okay, so here we go. Max is in. No, wait, Selway's beating you to it. Hold on, here we go. I'm gonna let Selway in, and then I'm gonna let Max in. So Selway is gonna be guest number 1, and let me bring him into there. Hey, John.
What's up, Abe?
Oh, John's vocoding. Oh, John, you have a vocoder show tomorrow. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Let's see. So, are you going to do this whole conversation in vocoder voice? You should have wore like a.
No, maybe I will.
What the heck is a
I can
vocoder?
handle it.
Anyway, I've heard about this vocoder stuff. What is a vocoder actually?
Well, let's see. You can hear I'm making myself sound like a robot right now. Basically, my real voice is acting as a modulator, and the amplitude and the frequency of my voice is controlling a filter. And then there's a synthesizer running through the filter, which it gives Mark the synth, the character of my voice. You hear my son whining in the background, just laughing at me.
No, I'm laughing. I'm happy. I hear great fun things. I like your vocoder.
Thank you very much, Abe.
So tomorrow, tune into John's show, right? John has a vocoder show tomorrow. It's all dedicated to vocoders. I saw it on Facebook. He was trying to take volunteers for some experiments that he's conducting tomorrow.
Yeah,
I guess
the idea is
some
if
vocoder
you have
experiments.
a vocoder, you could call in and join in the vocoder explosion.
Is a vocoder explosion? Is that what we're calling it now?
It's a vocoder load.
All right, John, are you going to hang out, John, or are you going to
Sure.
just hang out for a little bit? I think we have a caller in the chat. I think it's Axel. I don't know. Axel, are you there? Let's see. I just noticed that somebody was in the Zoom so if Axel, if you're there, your mic is up. So if you want to come and say hello, you can say hello at any point. And also, Max, I sent you the link to your email. You should be able to jump in and join the fun. Pat Splat says that sounds amazing. Vocoder load.
Vocoder load. Can you hear me normally now?
Now I can hear you normally.
Okay,
your voice
good.
is not as interesting as your vocoder voice, your regular voice.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. By your command.
Okay, I see Axel's in the chat, and I mean in our Zoom calling area, and I don't know if hold on, maybe I have to let him in, but I think I've already let him in somehow, as far as I see. But Axel, if you want to just start talking, you can. Are you playing music, John?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, there's Axel. Can you hear me, Axel?
Oh, hello. Yes, I can.
Axel, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, it's Axel.
And the last name?
Perfect. My last name is Ukar.
Ukar. So I did pronounce it correctly, even the last name.
It
Great.
is correct, yeah.
All right. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Indonesia.
All right. Wow.
Very far away, yeah. I'm assuming
That's in
you're
New Jersey,
Europe.
right?
I'm sorry?
That's in New Jersey? Is that right? I'm just joking.
No. It is nowhere near the U.S. I'm in Asia
I
right
know,
now.
I know. I'm just I'm just making a bad joke.
Oh,
All right. Is there? Did you call in with a particular question, or did you just want to say hello? What's the story?
no, I originally came from Twitch to just see some of the music streams that's been going on recently, and I came across your stream, and I figured why not just watch and enjoy it, you know?
Right, and then you went
And
the extra mile and actually came in and
yeah, and I realized like I just came across this great community, and I feel like I want to be part of something bigger here.
yeah,
I don't know what
we
that is though.
this has grown into something really huge. It's I'm always very kind of humbled by seeing what's happening here with what this whole 343 Labs thing is all about. We even it already started when we had only the physical school, when the online presence wasn't great. I could see it happening, and we had a lot of in-person feedback sessions, and those would get really lots of attention and lots of fun. And it already, you could feel the tribe vibe coming through. So yeah, welcome to our
Tribe vibe.
there's John Selway. Welcome to to the show, and thanks for calling in. All right,
Yeah.
so if you have any questions, we could take them now. If not, you could call in next time, and then we can make you happy then.
I guess I have not really question. I guess I'm just kind of curious on how uh if well I mean I don't know if you're familiar with Logic's VSTs, but there's one called EXS24, I think. And I don't I just want to know like how synthesizers work, because I'm not really familiar with them.
Whoa, that's a big question. You know, we have the right person in the room to answer the question about how synthesizers work, because John Selway is he's the head here of our sound design department. He teaches all our online sound design courses. And do you call it sound design these days, John? What's the right vernacular for it?
Yeah, can you hear me? I've
Yes,
got the
yeah.
vocoder in here. It might sound like I have a delay or a chorus on, but
No, it sounds
anyway,
fine.
yeah. So yeah, I do an online course for 343 Labs. It's synthesis and sound design for producers, or is it sound design and synthesis for producers? But basically, the idea is to sort of demystify and introduce you to a lot of different options in terms of how synthesizers work. And, you know, it's not a beginner class, but it's not an advanced class either. I would say it's for someone who has some experience making music, and maybe you're comfortable writing and arranging, but you're using presets and you want to do more kind of customized sounds, or you want to use the presets in a better way, or you want to start to make your own sounds.
Right, but the
And,
question from Axel is, what is a synthesizer?
Oh man. How does
That's why I said,
work?
how do
That's a long,
synthesizers work, really? Yeah, what is a synthesizer and how do they work?
I'm giving him the sales pitch, saying that
Okay.
he might get a lot out of the course. I would be able to give him a lengthy explanation of how synthesizers work when we have time. But basically, I mean, he mentioned the EXS24. That's a sampler.
Yeah, it is a
So
sampler.
that's a sampler. You're going to take recorded audio and bring that into the instrument and be able to make musical instruments out of audio. So, you know, for example, you load up a preset for EXS24, which is piano. And every key you play has a sample of recording of a note from a piano, and it's recreating a real piano. But you could also sample your own voice, or you could also sample any sound in the world and make a musical instrument out of it.
In the world, that's right.
Interesting.
In the universe. So
Right, and a synthesizer itself is not exactly a sampler. A sampler can be used to create synthesis
Oh
is
yeah,
just
I'm sorry. I mean, not the EXS24. I meant the ES2.
the ES2, John.
two.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot the name. Also,
I see.
by the way, I can't hear John's voice, so I have to like listen to him from the stream,
Yeah,
which
I
is the
know.
main.
I tried to send you some of his signal now. I mean, maybe you can hear a little bit of
Mm,
what he's saying,
uh,
but because he's coming in through another in order to
yeah, yeah.
prevent feedback. But
No, it's fine. It's no problem.
So
right,
you
well,
want to get to just real quick. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not a Logic user. I use Live and I use a lot of different plugins with that. But it's easy to understand what is included with Logic, and I wasn't remembering ES2 which particular plugin that is, but it's now that I look based on what Apple is writing here in their documentation, that it's a subtractive synthesizer that has some more complex capabilities. So subtractive would be like kind of it's sort of the base
bread
level
and
for
butter
synthesis.
of
Yeah,
synthesis.
right. If you think of if you've ever heard of a Moog, a mini Moog synth or something like that, it's a subtractive synth where you're starting with a basic waveform and you're shaping it by taking away frequencies or reducing the volume, or modulating the pitch. So almost every synth you use starts with a sort of a subtractive signal flow and framework. And so that's actually, if you're just starting to get into making your own sounds, something like the ES2 is a good place to start because it is bread and butter. It's not hard to use, and you can start to learn the basics of synthesis with the plugin like that.
And so Max wanted to know what, now that you mentioned a Moog synth, Max wanted to know what Moog synth he should get. That's Max's question, which I'm still waiting for Max to arrive. I don't know why he never came, but he wanted to know what Moog synth he should buy. I guess it depends on your budget.
Well, it also depends on what you want to do musically. So,
right. Well, I think musically you could do everything you want with a Moog 1.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, do you want to be able to play one note at a time, or do you want to be able to have polyphony to play chords?
Yeah, that's a big point there.
Right.
But
so if you look at the Moog 1 is beautiful and expensive, but it can do anything.
It's rather expensive.
In terms of subtractive synthesis, it's on a high level. If you want to, start simple, what's like the sort of the base level Moog synth nowadays?
Well, it depends. If you want to get like a Mother 32, or like they've got all these new like the grandma, the grandmother, and there's this the sub fatty, I think it's called, and the little fatty. I think the little fatty be the smallest one with a keyboard on it, maybe. And then you've got the
behind my head.
Yeah, that's the hippie one.
The Taurus? No, it's the Siren.
That's a Siren, which is a Taurus that's been configured to make kind of hippie sounds.
Why do you say
I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I read that off their website somehow. Poly's going to cost you, Max. Max says he wants a Poly synthesizer. Poly Moog you're gonna get a Moog 1, and that's gonna be what, like $5,000 maybe. That's
right. He could, if you looked into the Matriarch, that's a 4-note paraphonic synth. So you can play a 4-note chord. It's not fully polyphonic though. In a fully polyphonic synth, every note you play has its own signal path, like in terms of modulation and envelopes and things like that. So like a polysynth will have, you play each note and each one will have its own ADSR per note. On a paraphonic synth, it'll be the same modulation for all the voices, but you can still play harmony on it.
Yeah.
So the Matriarch might be cool. Also, if you want to learn a little bit about patching, because it's a semi-modular synth, so you can discover the world of modular through there.
Yeah, paraphonic though is like getting in second place in a race. It's okay, but it's and Enigmatic Onion says Moog subharmonicon, which is not polyphonic, but also a worthy mention. But yeah, Max, you're looking to get a Moog 1 if you want to have full polyphonic action, which is going to be very expensive, depending on how many voices you want. 8 or 16, I think, are your choices.
Does it have to be a Moog, Max?
He wants a Moog. He wants to join the Moog club.
All right.
I guess that's what he wants. I don't know. He had the link. He was supposed to come in and join us, but he never did. All right. Let's. Axel, you still there? Okay, I guess maybe Axel hung up. I'm going to say goodbye to Axel now. Maybe he's listening in on the chat and then on the actual stream, and there's like a 20-second delay there. So I'm just going to say, Axel, thanks for calling in. Let me show you, John, what I wanted to show you today, which is not really, because every time I show you something, you kind of make me nervous about it. I'm gonna, yeah, you could add vocoder voices to this. It's a track that I wanted to, that I've been kind of working on using as kind of, material for the shows, especially in the early season 1 in season 1 and early season 2. Let me see if I can just show my DAW here. And yeah, there you go. And there I am as well. Here's my track, John. Maybe you give me some advice, okay? I'm gonna do a feedback session with John. How about that, John?
Nice.
Could you?
All right.
So here's my track, and I'm gonna play you my parts, okay, John? So here's my bass drum. Can you hear my bass drum?
Yes.
That's my bass drum, and I think this is my bass. And I like to put my bass always near my kick drum. That way I kind of just move them together and have them be in the same, kind of bass and low end, if I'm going to work in, getting these guys to work with together. But anyway, let me stop talking. Let me just add the parts in there. Here's a part that we could add in at one point. I know I'm running hot here in the master, but oh well. Here's more parts. Here's a snare, John.
There's something called a limiter you could throw on there.
You were saying? Well, did you say something, John?
I did. No, I was just joshing you about not having a limiter on your master while you're broadcasting.
Well, fine. Well, I have it on the not on the Ableton, but I'm gonna put a limiter on here now. I'm just gonna put an Ableton limiter, and that thing don't shut up. Sorry, I'm gonna throw a limiter in there. That'll do. Okay, back to it again. Okay, play you some other parts. And let's see. That's this. That sort of could back up the bass, I guess. Yeah. And here's another part. How about this? That's just some, I don't know, stuff. And then I have this. It's a hi-hat. And maybe make it a little louder. And it's a recorded hi-hat. So
it's from a drum machine?
It's from a drum machine, and it's just a big long pass of it, so that it feels organic.
It looks like a lot of this is audio from what I can see.
Yeah, a lot of it is. A lot of it is recorded audio. So like this is here, a little piece of audio. A lot of times I record stuff, because I feel like the feeling of it comes out better if it's, you see what that is. Also like a 85 or more bar pass on that ride, so it feels like
it's already arranged a little.
Kind of.
It
gives you this kind of feeling that it feels arranged somehow, but then I have these other things like this thing. This is backed up by this.
Wait, did you play that?
This is massive.
Okay.
And probably a preset or something. And this is another massive, probably another preset. And then together they're like that and that.
All right, so you've got organs and strings or something here going on. It's like
what?
All right. No, I'm kind of taking in the vibe of your production here, and it's kind of funny sounding. Does anyone else get that there's like a sense of humor happening in here?
Who are you talking to?
You. See?
I know. Don't I laugh every other sentence?
I feel like this is really cheeky. You're like,
What did you say? Would you say my music has never been that way before?
You've always done that. You always push people's buttons. You're always like trying to put one over on somebody in a
Well-
cool way. I'm not dissing you. I think no, and I can. That's something that always comes. Like a lot of your music, you'll listen to it, and at first you'll be like, "What?" And then you'll get it. Like, oh, all right, yeah, because it's funny. Like, you went through this whole contrast of styles from the first thing you put in. Okay, the kick drum, and then you put that arpeggiated sequence bass thing, which sounded all EBM and kind of weird. Like, is that an Adam X track or something? And then you started adding these other little things. I'm like, okay, there's some sort of strange, tweaky, acidy Abe Duque style sounds. And then you got into these like dun 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 dun. Like, what is that?
That's an attention grabber.
What soundtrack is that from? Or is that? Yeah, it is an attention grabber. I want to say it's like from an old Billy Joel song or something. It's like pressure, dun 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 dun. You know, that gives me that vibe.
Yeah, sure. That
of, like,
vibe. Yeah,
Billy
sure.
Joel. And
It's
no one else in the world but Abe Duque would try to pull that off with a straight face.
I can't keep a straight face. I mean, but it works. I mean, let's put it all together. Let's see how that sounds all together. Not all the parts
So
work together, but
emotional.
hold on. I gotta start it out in the right time.
That's another thing, is that not all these parts are meant to be heard simultaneously, right?
Something is off. Hold on.
Bass is off. Of all the parts that I'm hearing, the bass thing is the one that is the most questionable right now. But maybe it's out of sync, it's not mixed.
No, something was wrong with this SEM. It's really off. It should be
Okay.
running in time.
Oh, I see it. This isn't audio. This is...
Yeah. It's just the sync is off somehow.
Maybe you need to check the loop length of your clip or the start point of your clip or something.
Maybe. What do I have? A 20
Almost
bar
some
loop.
red
It should
numbers.
be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I tell you, it was working. It was working well. Let me. You know what I'm gonna do?
Technology, man.
What I'm gonna
Oh, wait.
do? I'm
That
gonna
was a
try
vocoder.
this again.
Technology.
Yeah. I'm not gonna save it. I'm gonna reopen it, because if I reopen it, then
Yeah, maybe it'll start right. Do
Then
you
it'll
do you have
start
any
right.
other callers waiting?
Do I have any callers? Let me see. I don't know.
It's like 1:52 and it's a call-in show. Where is everybody?
You're the call in, and Max was the
Oh.
call in, but Max didn't want to come on.
Uh,
Max was scared because he
don't you have people in the Zoom room?
no, nobody's there.
What's up, people?
Yeah, there's a link in the description, but that's okay.
You might not know that.
All right, so it's still loading. Yeah, let's see. Max says I tried, but it didn't work. Queen, yes, I think it's like a Queen homage type of MIDI part or something like that to like one of the Queen tracks. I forgot which one it might have been. But I also have vocals in here. I didn't play you the vocals.
Vocals. Wait, you?
Yeah. You
Is
know,
it talking or singing?
I never sing. Whoa, how did that happen? Whoa, that sounds kind of cool, but I got to take that out. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Oh, Max is in the Zoom now. Hold on, Max is in the Zoom link. Max, are you there?
Yes, Max.
Max, you can hear me, but you can't hear Selway, I think. I just got to wire this better. But what happened to the Ecamm link? You couldn't get in?
No, I was having trouble. I got the spinning wheel.
Spinning wheel.
Connected.
It's Max Wild.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think everybody else can hear you as well. I think
Great.
we just can't see you, that's all.
Okay. Well.
But by the way, did we answer your question correctly about
Yeah. That was
about
super helpful.
you'll
I have another question.
yes, please.
For you and I guess Selway. How does the 808 remakes? How do they compare between the Behringer and the 08, the Roland 08?
I think John owns the Behringer one, don't you?
Yeah.
John?
I think that it depends on what you're looking for. The Behringer sounds good. It doesn't sound exactly like the original, but that's fine. It doesn't have to. If you want something that's easier to perform with and easier to control with less complexity, Well, and also, you know, I mean, I guess what's the price of the RD8 again? I forget. It's like $350.
Yeah, the
Something like
RD8
that.
is 350. And by the way, I think he can't hear you, but he says the Behringer's on sounds good, but it's not exactly the same.
Right, but that doesn't matter. What matters, I think, at this point, okay, it's close enough, and especially if you're going to run it through effects and stuff in the mix, in context, it doesn't matter how absolutely perfect it is. It's easier to perform and to play on, I would say. The sequencer is it's a no-brainer. It's so easy to throw in a beat and manipulate it. You know, you can record, you can have it running and add in parts on the fly, and
That's
so you can
cool.
kind of, yeah,
Like
and
a
you can.
606?
It's got a little bit more like that, and it's easier to program for sure than the boutique. Wait, not the boutique? Which drum machine was he talking about from Roland? Was it the
The
DR8 or TR8S?
DR08, I think. The TR08 is
So
just,
the
I like that
boutique-
thing. It's cute. It's like a little
Yeah,
cute
well-
little thing, but
So-
for me it's too small to be practical.
Yeah.
Because I have big
So-
grubby hands.
I was getting there. All right, so
Yeah.
the Behringer is bigger. It's easier. The interface is more simple. There's less hiding in menus. You don't have to hit shift this and shift that to get to a cool parameter. The
Yeah.
boutique is small. It's fiddly. It's more powerful. It sounds more like the original.
Yeah,
It's more customizable, but it's harder to program. Initially,
Yeah.
learning the sequencer is harder. If you're just going to control it from your DAW, no big deal. And that's actually another benefit for the boutique version is it is an audio interface, and it has MIDI and audio going in and out of USB. So it's much easier to interface with the DAW if you don't have a mixer or an audio interface with lots of inputs on it. If you want to separate out separate sounds from the Behringer RD8, you have to, it's all analog. There's no interface. You have to run everything out individually into an interface or a mixer to process each sound separately. So that's how I would choose. If you're going to do live performance and you want hands-on and you want simple and straightforward and easy to play, I would go for the Behringer. If you want it to be like a studio piece where you want to be more precise and you don't mind about real-time control, and you're going to be like, syncing it with your DAW, or you want more precise emulation of the original sonically, I would go for the boutique version.
So I'm not sure if you heard all of that, because you kind of have to hear to listen to the stream to hear it when you're on the Zoom thing. To hear me, you can. But basically, Max,
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I think the best, in my opinion, I think everything Subway said was valid. And if I want to simplify it, I would just get the Behringer, because it's just more usable. It's just more usable. It's just really more usable. The other one is cute. I want it because it looks so beautiful and kind of collectible. But it's like collecting, little Matchbox cars. They're cool, but I've had a couple of those tiny things, and it's just very hard to kind of get into the vibe when you got to tweak like this.
You know what I would say? It would be worth to
Yeah,
get as a
thank you,
boutique
John.
version is the
That was very
606. Oh, you're welcome, Max.
All right, but we're almost at the end. You never really told me anything. Like, I'm going to play it for you again, my track. Sorry, Max. Hang out back there. We just we got a bit of an ADD show for our last show of the year. I just wanted to play my track here, and I wanted some feedback from Selway. But okay, here we go.
It's feedback time.
Now it's working. See, now it's in sync, and now these should be in sync as well. See, that works.
I hear the sequence is synced up now.
And let me play you the other parts, and then I'll play me. I'm just talking gibberish on here.
You like talking gibberish on air.
I had to put that limiter on there again.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll just clip.
On the wrong one. It's basically you survived 220.
Okay. I see what you're trying to do here. It's got this kind of slightly comedic, dark horror show vibe. Like, it's a little sinister.
Yeah,
and
it's
a little
always that
happy
way.
At the same time. It's a little clowny. It's like evil clown music. You know what's going to make or break this is the arrangement.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So how would you arrange it, John, so I could steal your ideas?
Okay. Like you need ideas.
Come on.
Well, I think you have a choice here. I think you have a
I watch
choice.
your techno show on Saturdays, and it's so intriguing how you're like arranging and doing everything. I'm like, you're like so sure about what you're gonna do, and you're always on point. I'm like, I want to be that sure. I want to be John Selway for a day.
Well, let me give you two ways to go.
Okay.
Two directions. Choose your own adventure. It's got the organy, stringy kind of chord progression. That's like the hook, right? That's the thing that's going to stick in your head.
Okay.
So you can either lead with that, get everybody's attention, and then break it down to the just the beats and the trippy stuff, and then bring in your vocal, and then go back. Kind of like you could use it's like verse, chorus. So you could have an intro where it's the hook, and this is thinking more like a pop song arrangement, right? You're like featuring the hook and the melody.
Why not?
And then, so that's one way you could approach it. And it's just right away, it's in your face. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, what's going on? And then it gets serious after that. So you can contrast the crazy, happy, evil clown thing or the sinister but happy melody. I don't know how to describe it. And then go into the more, EBM, dark, driving, heavy thing with the vocal, and then bring the chords back. Or the other way would be just start with normal, straight techno house, DJ friendly kick drum, bring in the percussion, bring in the bass, build it up, make it hypnotizing, and then surprise everybody with the
surprise. I like that. Surprise is good.
WTF moment. Because I know it's going to be this groove going, the bass it's funky, everybody's dancing, and then Abe starts talking really low and it sounds crazy. And then it builds up and everybody's rocking. Yeah, I'm dancing. Then all of a sudden, bum 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 bum, and everybody goes, "Huh? What?" So
wow, I knew you would know how to do, John. I knew you would know what to do. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna send you the track, and then you're gonna tell me what you think, and maybe you'll like it. Anyway, we're over time now. It's time to end the show. I'm having so much fun always with you guys. I'm gonna say thank you guys for this year. It's been an amazing year in a lot of ways. Not all good, but this 343 TV thing has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me and John too. Right, John? Say yes.
Yes. That's
I'm
right.
really happy to be with you every Friday, and whenever else I can cover for somebody or jump in on somebody's show. John's saying John has an amazing show tomorrow on vocoding.
Tomorrow, Vocoder.
Everything to do with vocoders. If you wanted to learn what a vocoder is, how to use a vocoder, what vocoders are available, what tricks you could probably do. He's got some experiments going. I'm sure look at that. That's pretty cool, John. Tomorrow also John's giving away $300 in 343 bucks. 343 bucks he's going to give away tomorrow. And remember, come to our website and maybe check out a class and maybe take a class with us. We have classes. John, do you have a class coming up? I'm sure you have a class in January coming up, at least one, for sound design.
Yeah, end of January, there's a synthesis and sound design course. January 20-something.
Right, and
Thomas,
I have.
What date is it? Put it in the chat.
Yeah, 343 Labs people in the chat. Alex back there, please, Alex, put it in the chat. Max, if Alex doesn't respond, just give us some dates for some classes that are starting. I know I have a mixing and mastering class starting in January as well. I bet you there's all sorts of classes that you can jump in on. So be first to do it. Jump on the website and order a class. And remember tomorrow, or maybe wait till tomorrow when John gives away his 343 bucks. 343 bucks. 343 bucks given away tomorrow. And so I hate to get off. I know I'm 4 minutes over now, but I really hate to get off for this year. But this is it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. End of the year. I can't say enough. I don't want to cry, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. John, anything you want to say?
Goodbye. Happy holidays.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm sorry.